Hey y'all, so today I am going to be doing a requested video. I actually did this video before, but I wanted to give a little bit more detail on the difference between starting a t-shirt brand and a boutique. I just want to put a disclaimer out there that I know t-shirts very well. Boutique life is something new to me. I don't know it that well, but I did journey on starting a boutique, and baby, when I figured out the differences, I was like, okay. Two different beasts, love them both. You can make a lot of money with both, but I'm just going to give you the details on starting, see which one you're interested in. Can you do both? Absolutely. But there is one that is easier, I would say, to start and requires little money up front, and that is going to be t-shirts. All right, so let's jump right into it. So I got my notes, of course, because the boutique side is a little more intricate, so you're gonna need to know some of this information. But to start off, no matter what type of business that you're going to be creating and starting, you got to make sure that you recognize and know your audience, who you're talking to. Your products are not for everybody. I know you want them to be. You're like, this is for every woman in the world. Everybody's going to love my products. No, you really got to kind of determine like who your audience is, right? Are these going to be working moms? Are these going to be young millennials? Is it going to be for the Gen Z on the party scene girl? Like really kind of identify who your customer is going to be. That does not mean that other people won't buy, but you have to have a targeted focus so that your people know exactly who you're talking to. So I don't care what kind of business you starting, you can be coming up with a spaceship suit, okay? Just know exactly who you are talking to no matter what the business is. A lot of people skip over this step and they just start creating products without having a target in mind, without having a niche in mind, and then they mess up when they launch their products and ain't nobody there to buy them because don't nobody know that you're talking to them. All right, so make sure up front you know who your customer is going to be, right? Then next, once you do that, start creating your brand. Before you go off and you're creating products and you're doing all of these things, start building the brand out. What is it about? What is your brand voice? Who are you serving, right? For me, you know, I have a brand called Girl Plus God. So before I even started putting t-shirts out, when I relaunched, I started creating different social media quotes and different behind the scenes stuff, showing people like, what does it look like to be a Girl Plus God? What does Girl Plus God even mean? Like, what do y'all think? Do you like this color? Do you like that color, right? I started bringing people into my world of Girl Plus God. And when you do that, people feel really invested in your brand. They feel really invested in you. And then when you drop something, they like, oh yeah, I've been a part of this, right? So make sure you start building your brand. You get like your social media, all that stuff. I have gone over like trademarks and names and all of that in several other videos. So if you have not seen that, please go through my other videos so that you can check those out. Just so you can make sure when you're creating your social media, your brand name, all of that, that you have those things in place, right? Okay, so now let's talk about the differences in you starting a t-shirt business or a boutique, right? Because this is where the differences are going to come in. For a t-shirt business, you do not need anything to start. Well, I didn't. I didn't have an EIN. I didn't have an LLC. I just literally started on a platform called Teespring, and I was out, right? Like I was making money, and I hadn't set up any of the business that way. So you can absolutely start without getting any of your business stuff in place. Would I recommend that now? Probably not. You definitely want to make sure, and this is for your t-shirt business, that you get an EIN. It is free. And once you know and establish like this is going to be the name of my business, you can go ahead and get your LLC. And then that way you can set up a store on Shopify. I have those links below. And you can also just get set up with like a print-on-demand company, and you can do all of this for little to no money, right? Like starting a t-shirt brand will really give you freedom and flexibility to do it several different ways and check out several different brands and see what works for you. You'll also notice below I have a lot of my favorite brands that I actually work with. And then for t-shirts, the great part is that you can get amazing quality without having to like spend a bunch of money up front. So one of the brands that I work with that you hear me talk about all the time is Bella Canvas. I have been using them for years and years before I started working with them. And what I love about them is that the quality of the t-shirt feels so amazing. Your customers will actually love them and rock them. I have one of my friends who is a super big entrepreneur. Her name is Felicia Jarrell, and she was on HSN with her brand, which is Gold Mine and Cocoa. And so she had on one of my Girl Plus Guy shirts, and after she got off, she was telling everybody like, this is the shirt y'all was asking about on HSN. It says Girl Plus Guy, and it's Bella Canvas, so y'all know it's good quality. And I was like, Felicia, don't tell everybody. But as an entrepreneur, she knows how important it is for you to have a good quality t-shirt that you're printing on. So Bella Canvas is just amazing. And again, when you're deciding what t-shirt company to use for your t-shirts, you want to make sure that your design is good, but that the t-shirt that you printed on is also good, right? You don't want for your customers to watch their t-shirt and the print come off. You don't want for your customers to be like, oh, I'm allergic to this, or it's scratching me up, or, you know, it feels cheap, because all of that goes into your customer service, your brand experience. So you want to make sure that you find a company when you are researching and setting your t-shirt brand up that is going to also stand behind your same values and principles. And for me, definitely love Bella Canvas, love what they stand for too, in addition to the fact that I know when my customers get their products, it's going to last them, and that it's going to feel good, it's going to wash well, it's going to look good. And I promise you, they feel amazing. So Bella Canvas is my go-to. You can actually get them wholesale, or you can also get them via a print on demand website and all of that. You can check out some of my other videos to see like the quality, how I print on them, what it looks like, and all of that. But for a t-shirt brand, you seriously can get started today and really spend little to no money to get set up. I started with no money, so starting a t-shirt business for no money is absolutely possible, and it can be of good quality with a brand like BNC. Now let's jump into the boutique side. So when it comes to boutiques, these move a little bit different, and I had to learn the hard way after trying to start a boutique to add on to my brand. All right, and when I say the hard way, I mean your girl done flew out to LA. I have ordered samples from a lot of places. I made a lot of mistakes, so you don't have to. Again, my specialty is t-shirts, not necessarily boutique, so I would definitely say do some more research. But I got some of the things that I did here in my notes that I'm going to give you to help you get started. Now, the same as with t-shirts, you got to know who you're talking to, and you got to have all of those things set up. But with a boutique, in order for you to get the best prices on your products, and so you can get samples and all of that, you will need to have a reseller's permit, which means that you have to set up your business, and this is going to be different from state to state, right? So in every state, it is called something different sometimes. But for me, I have like a sales tax ID here in Georgia, and that way when I order something from companies, I can apply to their wholesale program and I can get the products for the best price, okay? So when you are starting a boutique, you want to make sure, if you want to get the best prices for your items, that you have your reseller's permit. Now, there are places where you can get products from where you do not need a reseller's permit. However, the prices are going to be more, all right? And so here are two places that I bought from, and I will also leave them in the notes. Without a reseller's permit, just buying to test stuff out, and that was Parisian Wholesale. This place is in the UK. And then Giti, I think it's called, it's Giti Wholesale. They are in Miami. So I bought from these two places just to kind of see the quality, see what it was like. Again, they are going to charge you more because they are just basically acting as a middleman for you. So when you have a reseller's permit and you are ready to go and get your stuff, I'm not suggesting you go to LA, but if you're close to like a LA or a Miami, you really want to kind of go in person and see and touch and feel the quality of the things, especially when you line up like what your boutique is about. If it's for Gen Zers, you know, that may be a little more stretchy, fun, party, whatever, right? But if it's for working moms, you want to make sure that the quality is different. So all of that is going to go into, you know, your branding, your marketing, all of that. I will say the 3 places for me, once I finally understood where to go to get the best price for things, was LA Showroom, Fashion Go, and Orange Shine. And again, I'll have these listed down below. Now, these particular companies, you can shop a boatload of different stores, and these are where the big boutiques pretty much get their stuff. When I logged on here, I was like, this is where everybody is going. So you can get a lot of stuff from these 3 that I just named, and you'll actually be able to go on there and see what their minimums are. Some people don't have minimums, some people do, but again, these are like LA Showroom, Fashion Go. They have hundreds, if not thousands, of different brands on there that are selling stuff to the same boutiques, right? The only difference is that you set your prices, you set the name of it, right? So if you want to call this hoodie the She's That Girl hoodie, it may be at somebody else's boutique called the White Out hoodie, you know. So you set the tone based on your niche, your target, you know, your customer, who you're selling to, right? So it's definitely a different process with t-shirts, where you can just jump in today, get your t-shirt brand started, and get up and running. For boutiques, it's a little more intricate in detail, and I found that out, like I said, the hard way. But these resources that I have in the description should help you to get started and kind of learn how to get your boutique launched. And you can do both, right? You can have your boutique and sell t-shirts in the boutique. It doesn't have to be one or the other, but they are going to function differently if you start them separate on like what you need to get started, how much money it takes to get started. I would say you need to have some type of like savings or something set aside to get some good samples for your boutique. Whereas for a t-shirt brand, I started with no money, and I recommend that people start for little to as less as possible so that you can see what works. Their t-shirts, you're going to change them up, you know. It's just, that is my personal recommendation. So I also have another brand that I was applying to work with, and they sent me this response basically, and what they asked me for was an application. They wanted me to, this is for their wholesale program. They wanted a credit card authorization form. They wanted a photo of my business tax ID or my resale license. And they wanted me to fill out the required documents. So this was just one of the companies that I applied for their wholesale program, Touch Dolls. So again, every wholesaler will have their own rules and regulations on what they need from you. So just make sure that when you start exploring these companies that you go get what you need if you're going to go down the boutique route. All right. So I'll have this information linked below. I know it was a lot. I'm out of breath over here, but everything that you need to start either one or both at the same time will be below. Again, you can do them both. I would just suggest thinking about where you are right now, who your customer is, and going in that direction first. All right. So leave me your questions, comments, all that good stuff below. You know I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.